Ninetails Fox has a question in Kick Chat, and I want to bring it up. If you don't mind taking one real quick.
Go for it.
Do you believe Anita Sarkeesian? She's more. Sorry, it's not just. It's. I wouldn't just like. I know we're trying to get to bed. You're trying to get to bed, but
It's fine. It's fine.
but she's opposed to GamerGate. She thought GamerGate was bad, so I think it's important to like include an anti-GamerGate question in here from someone who's anti-GamerGate, right?
Sure.
Do you believe Anita Sarkeesian, Felicia Day, and others attacked for addressing toxicity within gaming were in the wrong, and do you believe they cared about fighting online harassment?
I want to give this proper thought, since it was an important enough question for them to ask. Do I think they cared about it? Most of what happened to Sarkeesian, I don't think qualifies as harassment. Ironically, I think most of it probably is criticism, which she would excuse her own actions as, but she reacted to it as though it were harassment. I mean, she even said at that UN meeting, which I think you quoted earlier, it's that constant being told that you're lying or that you're wrong. That's not harassment, particularly if you are lying and you are wrong, which I would argue she was. Felicia Day, I think, was more kind of collateral damage more than anything else. But I think when you're a public figure, you get things disproportionately compared to other people. And then I don't think it's that accurate to project your experience out onto society or the internet as a whole. I think it was Pew Research. They did at least one study. I think there's been others since that showed it's men that get the majority of harassment online, not women, but that female journalists and other public figures do get a lot of harassment, but then so do people like Piers Morgan, who probably deserves it. So it creates a distorted view of what's really going on, and I think psychologically or socially, there is a difference in the way that men and women react to potential dangers, threats, online harassment. As I think I said earlier, I'm not sure who has the right of it, whether it's men who tend to minimize it when they should be taking it more seriously, or whether it's women that tend to maximize it when they should be taking it less seriously. I don't know which of the two it is, but that seems to apply to a lot of different situations. I wouldn't. Sorry, I wouldn't say that they weren't harassed, because definitely, everyone gets harassed. Sorry, go on.
No, sorry, I was about to interrupt. I'm still a huge fan of Felicia Day, and I think GamerGate. I mean, look, we know. I do want to say when she got doxxed, one, we have no idea who fucking did it, right?
No.
And there were over 600 people who upvoted that topic saying that absolutely we don't want anything to do with this. Like I really like Felicia Day and the work that she's done, like the guild. I'm a really big fan. And I think she was like a really popular person. Like people in GamerGate, even after she came out as anti-GamerGate, she only tweeted about it like twice, I think. But like when she came out as like anti-GamerGate, I think like everyone was like, "Oh, well, that's really sucks," because like we really have a lot of respect for you, and like I don't think like people were like being mean about. I mean, maybe like some people were. Obviously, the internet.
No, I think
I'm sure some
people were
disappointed.
Yeah, I think people were disappointed, because everyone thought of her as perhaps more genuine than a lot of the anti-GamerGate people. But I think it was also fairly obvious that she didn't really know what she was talking about and was just kind of going along
Well, it seemed like she
with it.
said something like, I'm not even sure she said something even anti-GG specifically, but she said like, I used to love um, the gaming community because I felt like safe and safe there, but now I wonder or something. I don't know. I don't have the exact quote, but it's something like I used to feel safe,
Something like
but
that.
now I'm afraid of now. But now I'm worried when I see someone with the mushroom shirt on or something. I don't fucking know, dude. It was
Yeah,
some
it was something like that.
like
Um,
well, if I see someone with a gamer shirt, I used to think, wow, this is a cool person I could bond with or something. Now I don't feel that way anymore. I think it was something like that, right? But it was
right, but
involving
that's
crossing the street or something. I don't know, man. I'm mixing up
yeah,
analogies.
but uh, that's kind of how I feel now. Like I haven't been to a gaming convention in years because I don't feel safe there. All it would take would be one person to complain about me or make something up about me, and I would be out and I would be down, hundreds of quid that a self-employed game designer can ill afford, right? And I see people who who I would have used to have thought of as like fellow travelers, fellow gamers, but yeah, you never
Oh,
know
hang
when
on,
their head is going to spin round and pea soup's going to fly out.
hang on. She wrote a whole article
Oh, okay.
to clarify.
Well, the left can't meme.
It's way too long to read on air. Way too long. But especially since you're trying to get to bed. Anyway, I do have another great question though from chat from her, anti-GamerGate question. So I'm gonna skip some of the ones I was about to do out of respect for you,
Okay.
and then we'll um, to make up for it. Ninetails asks, is it possible that those who actually cared about ethics in games journalism were the collateral damage to those who used it for right-wing agendas?
Um, well, I think we talked earlier about how certainly early on it was fairly obvious from Brad Glasgow's work and other people's work that we were all primarily left liberal. And when you understand like sort of free expression and the necessity of an ethical and accurate media from a left wing perspective, um, that makes perfect sense. The right wing kind of came in later and tried to exploit it. I think they failed. I think Milo tried to use Gamergate, but most people were kind of wise to him and ended up using him. The constant accusations of being right wing, ironically, I think attracted a lot of right wing people to it, and the holdouts at the end tended to be the people who were more ideologically committed. So I think it became more right wing over time. But I don't think the ethics people were collateral damage. They were the heart and soul of the whole thing right from the start.
And thank you for we're not doing any more listener questions, but Grim is in the Discord, so if you two want to set up a conversation later, 100%. I'll even moderate if you want. Or well, maybe get somebody.
Yeah, but
Ask,
uh,
maybe
let me
not
get
me
some sleep
moderate.
first.
Let's get a different moderator. Yeah. Okay. No, right after this call, we'll go another 4 hours. Let's do it. All right. All right. Just like the old days. That was more me. That's more my participation. I did that crazy shit. I don't know. I don't know if you
Well,
had the words to sit
I
back.
used to, until quite recently, I was staying up till 5 a.m. on the regular, running D&D games for porn stars. So
Hi, I'm Tachyon Blue. Thank you for watching another one of my GamerGate book video segments. Altogether, I've interviewed over 70 people involved with GamerGate, and I'm going to be launching a Kickstarter campaign in the coming weeks. So please, I need your support to help make this project a reality. I'm turning these 70 plus interviews into a multi-volume series of books, the first volume of which is already completed. And so I'd like you to please stay tuned for more information about the Kickstarter. And if you haven't already, please like, subscribe, and comment. More updates will be coming in the near future. Thank you, and take care.